Previously on Footpeg Diaries. Honda South Africa gave us two Transalp 750s to play with.
Why don't we build two different types of bikes now?
See that? How difficult can it be? Cheers.
Cheers.
On two different bikes from one platform.
We ride the second half of our Waterberg test run and end with our verdict on the upgrades.
It's a first for a lot of these oaks, although it is a green route and there is a bit of sand and everything. It's a mental game, you know, and we've done about 130 k's now, so we're sort of just under halfway on our green route. Krishna on the 650 BMW Dakar is just tired. I think more mentally exhausted because it's stressful and you're thinking and worrying the whole time about this bike and shaking and everything. So she's made the call and she's going to go into the Fortuner now because there's aircon. It's clever because when you're tired, that's when you lose concentration and that's where bad things start to happen. So well done on a good call. Let's go and have some lunch now.
By now, everyone realized that riding the green route doesn't necessarily mean you won't get any sand. It merely meant that the distance for the day was somewhat shorter, the inclines and rocks a little less, and the pace a little more relaxed. But the sandy patches still sapped the energy in the warm midday sun.
Hey Mandy. Better?
Fani helped out wherever he was needed. Not that Tsepo needed help, impressively ploughing his way through the sand on the NC750 with commuter tyres. Every so often, the surface would clear up just enough to pick up the pace and get a cool breeze blowing through the sweltering kit. And in the heat of the day, the sand just got looser and more tricky.
Fine, Austin. No problem. Thanks, Tsepo. Dis net hierdie stukkie, dis die laaste stukkie sand hierdie, okay?
Laaste.
Loop, stadig, loop hom deur. Kap hom maar net so stadig, loop hom deur.
And then Murphy also did the sand. And that's why we ride with pillions. If you keep on falling, you'll need someone to help you pick it up again. Not that Tsepo needed it. Show off.
Ek is nou moeg, man.
On the other side of the Marakele Nature Reserve, the thick sand on the red route had the guys picking up the pace and pinning it through the scenery. we slowed down every now and then to do some game watching. And then nailed it again to catch up with a rapidly moving group.
Last week Thursday, I decided to buy a bike for this trip.
Yeah?
So I bought it. Got it 2 days ago. Put crash bars on, and yeah, I'm here now. I haven't been on a bike for the last 2 years. Been on a GS. I've got an Africa Twin now, and loving it. I'm loving it, really. I'm privileged, and I enjoy every moment. Thanks for you guys. The bike's awesome. I did the right thing.
I decided to give the other guys an opportunity to test ride my pimped Transalp, and I grabbed Mujaki's Africa Twin for a while, enjoying the 1100 stalk on the flowing track with a missus on the back. Sometimes, when you're racing through the countryside with your buddies, the adrenaline takes over and you push it a little harder, a little faster. But at this pace, one little miscalculation can have huge consequences. But I suppose that's the game we play. It might even be the reason we do it. It's inevitable that you'll overstep the mark at some point. It's the only way you'll learn, as Etienne would soon find out.
I was very nervous this morning.
Really?
Yes, because he gave this deafening speech about endless sand, 50 k's of sand and things like that, and I thought, wow, what am I getting myself into in a new bike? I've never ridden in the sand.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, let's do it. And yeah, sitting here, I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, the bike really did what it was designed to. Nice ride, nice place. Really nice motorbike. It's really, really good. Unfortunately, you know, the work comes first. So I really have to squeeze in a weekend and then especially a Friday as well. So I made a plan. You know, I know somebody at Honda. For Friday, I thought this is a much deserved day, and I really, truly enjoyed it. Yeah. People pay a lot of money to come here and sit on it and don't ride it, you know. So just different motorbikes, and nobody, we all rag each other about it, but we're all together. You know, there's no better or worse bike, I think. So yes, we're rebels, but we're also buddies. You know, become buddies, and everybody stops and waits for the other guy or helps this guy. So rebel to a point, but also friends. I'm sure there's still to come for the day. We're only halfway. So I'm still there's some surprise and a sting in the tail, but no, it's great. Fantastic.
No, well,
Unbelievable. Look at this.
It's better than a pie.
I'm gonna moer it. Ek sou vir jou sê, hierdie is amazing om so 'n tipe burger hier te kan kry. Hey.
So weer terugkom, nee.
Ja, ons gaan maar weer ry.
Meanwhile, over on the green route, they reached tarmac for the first time in the ride.
That's the end of the gravel route. We've had people that's never been so happy to see a tar road in their life before. I must be honest, I'm also very happy because now I can start relaxing. So a little bit of tar road and then I'm gonna have a brandy. Adventure riding is all about stories, and there's a lot of stories that are going to be told around the campfire tonight. Some people will know this place as Nailstrom and some people will know it as Mordi Morley, but we are here at Pepe's and we are having a lekker late afternoon lunch.
The big problem with standing up and like trying to grab it again, these assholes tend to put all the weight on.
I saw her this morning putting makeup in a bag. Then she went to a bathroom here and came back and now her foot is blue. So I'm thinking that she wants to fly back to Durban rather than drive back to Durban, and she's just faking this whole thing.
And he deserves that.
Thank you.
After the well-deserved lunch break, the riders on the green route headed into the golden afternoon on easy riding tarmac and negotiated the short sandy section without incident. The red route's homeward stretch was a little more tricky. We still had to cover another 160 kilometers for the afternoon, down the eastern fence of the Marakele Reserve and over Buckers Pass to get back to our camping site near Rooiberg. There was no time for hanging around. Little did we know that Etienne was riding with a broken leg and still enjoying every moment. The southern fence road was surprisingly well rehabilitated. Until it wasn't. Some of us were running critically low on fuel and had to be drafted down a little detour into Tabazimbi for a splash and dash before we raced back to our campsite.
Welcome to the prize giving and the fines meeting.
Will now preside the master of the fines meeting, Ufani.
I think we should start with a very special lady, Mandy. You said that you're never going to do this again.
No.
We'd like to give Mandy a Dakar sticker because she's going to the Dakar soon.
Thank you.
Helmet and interior helmet visor clean because it's dusty and sandy out there.
Thank you.
Hierdie fines meeting like lion.
For the first mechanical breakdown this weekend, half a kilometer outside the gate, clutch. This was Jacques' first adventure trip. Jacques had a couple of offs today. Hy wou net 'n bietjie langer gestop het om te rook, dis al. He deserves
standing ovation because it's the first Soti that I've ever seen that can braai. NC750 with mag rims, road tires, puncture. Every time somebody fell today, I turn around, I see, okay, somebody's gone down. Then I check. The next thing I see, Tsepo running. Then I see Tsepo picking up the bike. Well done, Tsepo. What else can I say?
Madman.
You are what adventure riding is made of, and you need to get an adventure bike. He didn't want to go slow. Fonny, don't stop in the sand. Because you can see he's also vertically challenged, no?
Yes.
So when you put the foot down in the sand, then you fall over.
Trouble.
Unofficially and officially, Footpeg Diaries' biggest fan. Wesley and Christie's from a Mums and Toti. And then we're going to give them a car wash in Centurion as well. So
Yes, they're also getting, let me quickly get the car wash.
And he was supposed to actually go on the red route, and this morning, for some or other reason, he decided to come with us on the green route. And I'm so glad, whatever made you change your mind, thank you very much. Thank you for your assistance and being there for me today.
And you are like our father, basically, because you keep us out of cuck the whole time. Every time we go off on something, you say, Amana, You also get a prize. We only have one of these. This is an adapter if you have an iPhone 1. to give it Bluetooth capability. Look at the camera.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll give it to my grandpa.
Adrian Storm, jy's 'n eyster. And you are a legend, and thank you very much for entertaining the little oaks. And thank you for today, racing ahead. So I'll say Adrian, just because, I don't know, just one. I'll say, yay, bottoms up. I don't know what that's for, but it works. The first guy, on the farm, on the road, out. Charts, bro. And just for being an all-round nice guy, a gift voucher for a couple of bucks from GPS for Africa. Wow. I passed him on the highway. I just went like, I'm like, hey! He went, hey, Ducky! Because I had to organize stuff for this. Dankie vir jou moeite, and thank you for riding through just to spend the evening with us here. 400 plus kilometers.
Legend.
We're not journalists. We're just two average oaks that love riding bike. For allowing me and Fonny to totally screw up two Transalps.
We really want to give you something. Just get up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ek het my ZA sticker.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I want to give you.
Ek gaan net sing.
For sometimes having a smile when I think you should be screaming.
Inside I'm screaming.
And for everything you did for this weekend. For sitting like a bliksemse bosluis on the back of a bike.
Sit fast. Congratulations.
You are the winner of.
This voucher entitles you to attend the Master Cornering course.
Cornering?
Cornering.
Cornering?
Yes. Synergy Racing Academy. Etienne, would you please come and join us?
Lekker. The Master Cornering course. Obviously you don't have to use it this week because you can't.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
I'll be here all weekend.
Dis voor
real, bro.
Dis nie 'n joke nie. Julle vat my in die gesig.
Ja, doen.
En op jou voete. Ek kan nie eens terugbliklei nie.
Second last prize is a voucher from GPS for Africa, and we would like to award Marius with this prize from GPS for Africa because he needs a new clutch cable.
Wow. Thank you very much.
So it's a Footpeg Diaries custom luggage system.
Yeah, they don't sell very well. We don't know why.
Yeah, so we've got an extra one. This is a tool bag. Yeah, or a money bag. You decide. You can put tools, you can put money, you put it on the back of the bike, they do the same thing. We're finished. Nou julle kan ren.
And remember, there's a half bottle of Jägermeister left.
It's like a mullet hairstyle. Business at the top, party at the bottom. This is the last morning. We're having a breakfast with everyone today, and then everyone's leaving for home, and we're coming back because we still have to load bikes and gear, and we're having breakfast and everyone's enjoying the ride home. We're having breakfast and enjoying the banking. I've got a bit of a headache this morning. I think it's dehydration probably.
Yo, that was a party. Party.
There was someone with a chainsaw.
Yeah, so I didn't sleep well, I'm tired, and I've got a headache. But I'm ready to go. It's a normal day. So basically
it's a normal Footpeg Diaries.
With almost everybody packed and loaded, we once again head down the treacherous little sandy track towards breakfast in Waterberg.
It's a privilege having friends along on a trip like this, because we're all friends now. They don't have the same idea of life, they don't even speak the same language, home language, but we're not even the same level of skill. But doing a weekend like this with friends is a privilege. And then seeing them grow, seeing the ability, the sand riding ability grow, seeing them fall and get back up. It takes a certain type of person, very special people. And I think that is why there's not as many adventure riders on the road as, for instance, Harley riders. I think that there's nothing wrong with a Harley rider or speed bike. There's nothing wrong with a speed bike. A bike is a bike. But it takes a certain kind of human being to do this. And what a privilege to just share some time with them. Just with a couple of them. What a weekend, eh? It's one for the books.
And that, as they say in the movies, is that.
It is it.
It or it. Everyone's been asking us the finer detail about the bikes, about the how much did it cost, how did it feel, would you do it personally, all of that. So let's address those things now. Let's talk about them.
It's a difficult one, because first of all, we were given a task and we were given a budget.
And we spent it, all of it. Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a different approach to, I think, what I would have done personally.
Yeah.
If I bought this bike
with my own
money, and would have, looked at the accessories and the way that we approached the build, it would have been different.
It would have been different.
I think what we can discuss is maybe must-haves and what's nice to haves,
and why there's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
You're up first.
So on my bike we did
crash bars. Yes or no?
It's a definite yes, but with a twist.
Yeah.
Okay, because they come in lower and upper and lower.
Yeah.
With the Honda OEM crash bars.
Okay.
So you can have that without that.
Yes.
Okay, which makes sense, because if you don't have that, it's not the end of the world.
But lower crash bars.
This is a must.
Yes, and lower crash bars come with a bash plate as well.
Correct.
So I'd say crash bars half and half, because you have to take the lower ones.
Half and half, and a definite yes.
And a definite yes.
Adventure Footpegs.
Yes, for me.
It's
nice.
Yeah, but if you have the originals and you take the rubbers off, it'll
work. So maybe not necessary.
Not necessary.
Right.
But also not the biggest expense on the bike. So
yeah.
Okay.
Center stand.
This is a contentious one, because it's a nice to have when you have to change a tire, but it's added weight
to the bike. Yeah.
So in my opinion, center stand, nice to have, but not a must have.
Okay. All right.
Radiator guard, definitely a must have.
Why?
I don't think the way that it's set up with a plastic grille gives you enough protection.
Okay.
And we do a lot of off-road riding.
Yeah.
I'm normally behind you.
That says nothing.
And that means that there's a lot of rocks coming up. So this is a definite must-have for me.
Hand guards?
Handguards, this is the original equipment Honda handguards. These ones have definitely been designed better. So if you have a little bit of a oopsie, the rubber grommets actually pull out and nothing breaks, which is a nice. Okay. But protection wise,
it's not really.
It's not a bark buster or a you know, whatever those are called.
Sacre, yeah.
It's not protection, it's more of a wind deflection.
So, yes, no?
It is a yes, definite for me. Okay, these wind deflectors that I have on the bike here, they look flippin' amazing, but I'll be honest with you, flutter will be flutter. I will always have a little bit of a flutter. They look cool, but I don't
need them.
You don't need them.
Suspension.
Okay, suspension. This is a big one for me, because before we did the suspension, I said to you, I don't know why you keep on talking about the suspension and wara. The suspension's fine, until we put the suspension in and I could feel the difference.
You felt it, yeah.
Immediately. But in saying that, again, specifically for the type of riding that we do, I would upgrade. If it's somebody that's buying this as an entry-level adventure bike and they're starting
not necessary.
Not necessary.
All right.
So on my bike, the way that we set up my bike as a touring bike, it's not a must-have. It's a nice-to-have. Stickers.
It's not necessary.
It's definitely not
Definitely
necessary.
not necessary.
But it looks cool.
It looks cool, but it's not necessary.
So this plate at the back and the pannier frames, the soft luggage frames, for me it's a must. But again, for the type of riding and the stuff that we do with the bikes, it's always on my bike. I always add it. So for me it's a definite must-have, but it's definitely not for everybody. Let's be fair and say not for everybody. It's not a must-have. The soft luggage, definitely the same thing. I see a lot more people will have a top box or some pannier boxes on the bike. So again, personal preference, not a must-have. And quick shifter for me, it's definitely not a must-have. So in summary, on my bike, crash bars, bash plate, hand guards, radiator guard, the rest of the stuff we did because
Honda gave us the budget.
Yes.
So my option, the adventure dirt bike. A lot of things here, let's be honest, it's unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. Crash bars. Yes, for this bike, for any bike, because there's the protruding thing at the bottom. That's a half. That's a yes. Center stand, I don't think you need a center stand. You can use a strap and tie it to a pole like we've done in previous episodes, and the tire lifts, wheel lifts, and you fix it, so it's fine. Adventure foot pegs, not necessarily necessary. It's nice if you do hard riding, but it's not necessary in my opinion. I also had the radiator guard fitted. I think you could get away with it. In everyday adventure riding, without a lot of stones, in my opinion, you'll get away with the plastic that's there. Suspension. The stock suspension worked when we did the launch. This is amazing. If you're bigger than 80 kilograms,
yeah, we can maybe just talk about the price. I can't remember if we mentioned it, but this upgrade, we're not talking 20 or 30,000 rand.
For suspension.
Yeah, this upgrade on this suspension is actually pretty cost effective.
But let's say no, because it can be ridden with the soft suspension it has, if you don't do hectic stuff. Front sprocket change, not necessary, but it was nice to have a little bit of low down torque because it was a dirt bike. Handlebars, it's not necessary, but it was nice to have the dirt bike handlebars. Hand guards, you see, if you drop a bike like this, you break the levers. I'd say hand guards, yes, in my opinion. Off-road mirrors, not necessary. You just screw your mirrors out before you go off-road. A high mud guard in the front, it's pretty, eh? 4 grand, 4.5.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. We did it for 4.5. And that includes brake lines and this funky little thing here and the protection. It's not a lot. It's cheap actually, but no, it's not necessary. The pipe, wow, what a lack of pipe, but it's not necessary. Right? Graphics, it's beautiful, but is it necessary? No, it's not. Tail tidy. The tail, oh, it's lovely. But is it necessary? No. You know what you can do? Take a Stanley knife and cut the big mouse tail halfway off and still mount your number plate. It already looks better that way. That's what I did with my Africa 2, and it's exactly the same mouse tail at the back. So tail tidy, no. Quick shifter, you don't need a quick shifter. Let's be honest about it. You just drop it, you pull it in like we all do with MX bikes and dirt bikes. So I'd say the only thing is maybe hand guards, crash bars, and the bottom bash plate. That being said, we had the budget. Honda gave us a budget and said, there you go, spend it.
And I think bottom line is we wanted to see what can be done.
Would I do all these extras with my own money? Probably not. Well, definitely not, because it becomes a little expensive. We've made unique bikes, and that's the way I'm looking at it. There's not a bike in the country that looks like this. There's not a single Transalp that looks like this. There's not a single Transalp that looks like that. If you're looking for exclusivity, then is there really a price tag on that? How much is that worth?
Yeah, that's priceless.
That's priceless. So, tell me the biggest issue with a bike. The biggest thing that irritated you.
Yo, that's putting me on the spot.
Can I tell you mine?
I think if I have to say something, it's probably ground clearance.
That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
This water bottle, if I'm on the bike, this water bottle will not fit underneath that bash plate.
Yeah.
And that is saying a lot. Nicest thing about it is the engine.
Yeah, agree completely.
And that's it for our Transalp experience, ne?
When we started the build, there wasn't really other options available.
No other options available. No aftermarket options, but Honda OEM.
Correct.
OEM.
But as we sit here today, at the end of the build, there is other options available.
2 months later. But thank you for joining us for the series. That is it. We're wrapping it up. Thank you for Honda South Africa for borrowing these bikes to us, lending them to us, and we have to give them back now.
Cheers.
George. Transalps. Interesting bike.
A big thank you to Honda South Africa, who made this entire series possible. Subscribe to our channel and stay informed of our next Footpeg Diaries adventure.